black folks hang out around here. He goes, last one I seen was hanging from that tree over there. I mean, I
Oh
came through
my God.
segregation in high school.
Jeez.
Yeah, we had.
Yeah.
For me, racism is something that shouldn't exist.
I've been told here
Okay.
in Shelbyville and Tennessee, it's really bad.
They see life as black and white because their parents told them that it was.
Do you think black and white people have the same opportunities?
Oh, God, yes. We've had a black president.
Do you think racism can ever be reversed? So do you think black people can be racist to white people?
Yeah, oh, yes, definitely. I think being called a liar or hard white word is the same. Can I guess your race?
Why?
I would
Okay.
say you're Nigerian.
Nigerian.
Why?
What would make you think that I'm Nigerian?
Nigerian.
What is it about me?
It's your accent.
Nigerian accent.
Yeah.
His very obvious
Fair enough.
English
I'm
accent.
English
No
accent.
offense.
No,
I'm not trying to offend.
no offense taken whatsoever.
I would bet it's like, oh, he has an English accent, but he's black. This does not compute. Name random big African country. Maybe he's Nigerian. Like, you see what I mean?
Wouldn't
Hey.
dawn on him that it came from England, UK,
Yeah, yeah,
because they're all white there.
yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Like it's almost like it caused this.
And he
Like,
also asked race. He didn't ask what country.
yeah. You're right. You're right. That's true. That's actually a good point. I didn't even think of that. Okay.
Hi there. I was doing a documentary on racism on Tennessee.
no.
And I was wondering, I'll ask you a few questions.
Not right now. I'm going to a call right now, okay? Thank you. Sorry about that.
I'm going to speak to this cop. I'm going to ask him a few questions about racism in Tennessee. Let's see what he says.
The history of racism. I just want to speak for an officer and see if I still an issue here today.
Not with our department.
And they've told us to come to Selbyville for racism. I guess in your experience of being an officer, you ever experienced anything or heard anything within Selbyville?
No, sir.
How about Tennessee?
Oh, he looks
Sir?
uncomfortable.
How about Tennessee?
No, sir.
I don't think you want
Yeah.
to speak.
And you
Supposed to be
know,
one of the most racist states in America. I'm just trying to have a conversation. Very interesting. Said not
I-
my department.
I just wanted to say that I'm sure there's a police policy, and I'm not trying to defend him because he might be a racist, but then he may not be. But the reality is, they probably don't have, they've been told, do not speak to the press, do not do that, do not make any official comments that represents our department.
Mhm.
We have members that do that.
No, that's possible.
So he has
Yeah.
to put more of a, I haven't seen any, put that out there.
Yeah.
Because
I
if
will
he
say,
says,
though-
oh, yes, the department will just
Yeah.
go, oh,
He could have handled better though. He could have just said, "I'm not allowed to comment on anything regarding." Like he could have said that rather than just kind of like. Why didn't he just say, "You can go speak to the like whoever the communications person is or whatever." Okay.
Which I guess insinuates maybe it is there, but his department is fine, so to speak. I found that a bit interesting.
So every time I'm trying to speak to the police and get their opinion on racism, no one wants to talk about racism. Civilians are happy to talk, but the police ain't.
In Shelbyville, there are a lot of older white folks as well as a lot of younger white folks that have followed in those footsteps and kind of hates everywhere. And it is stronger in some parts. We do have a large Hispanic population, a large Black population, a large Muslim population. I've seen a lot of the racism, especially in the last couple of years, with Donald Trump being in office
I think
and everything.
this is why I think it might be a generational thing because a lot of these. I mean, this is not. It's not a good sample size, but this person's obviously younger.
yeah. And I also want to mention, too, I can understand also people who will make something up because they have to live in that community and they don't want to be seen criticizing because
Yes.
maybe it looks like that community really is racist and they have done harm. It's like if I say something, oh yeah,
They might
we're
come after
racist
me.
and things could happen to me.
Yes, which makes it even braver when they do.
Yeah, but my next step was the courage that she has to speak up.
That's a good point.
And we think since we've come back into town this time, racism has gone through the roof, so to speak.
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, it's always been there, but I feel like people are more loud about it now because they feel like they can be.
Would you say, as a whole, Tennessee is racist as a state, as a majority?
Sadly, yes. And I know that's probably going to make a lot of people mad, but it's a sad truth. That's a sad truth. It really is. Because, I mean, for every person that is accepting, you're going to find 10 that aren't. So I grew up with family members being racist and, kind of just have to shrug it off because, they're family. I've been told to kill myself before.
Jesus Christ.
Because I'm trans. I've been kicked out of a church because I was trans, but I've had other churches welcome me with open arms and tell me that, God doesn't care. He loves everybody. In the last few years, the hatred towards Hispanics has gone up higher. Whereas there's still hatred for African Americans and other people of color. But
I want to say something, guys.
in the last few years, it's
Okay.
been more towards Hispanics than anything else.
She goes missing in February, and she comes back in April 15th. April 24th, she goes missing again.
A couple girls that have gone missing that are all kind of match the same description and not really found anything out about it, really, like who did it or any leads or anything like that.
The latest case involving 16-year-old Allison Ventura
Oh,
Gomez.
this is sad.
These cases are being compared to the runaway investigation of 16-year-old Maria Lucas Gasper in nearby Shelby.
I've heard about these. There's a lot of young ladies and girls of color who go missing and then they're never found, like a lot.
Understanding that. You don't
Put your
come
hands
like
out.
this.
You know what's funny though? Don't the red states get more federal aid for like SNAP benefits, Medicare, Medicaid,
A lot
things
of
like
them
that?
do, yes.
And I support that. I'm just saying. I'm wondering. I bet Tennessee gets a lot of aid. So isn't that from her perspective? Wouldn't that be coming to a country and asking it give something to you? You know what I mean? I don't think it is, but by her own logic. By the way, immigrants also put a ton more into taxes in terms of taxes than they get out from the system. They contribute a lot in taxes. Okay.
You come like grateful, thankful, and appreciative that we Americans would allow you to come to this country and thrive.
Okay.
Have you ever experienced?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, just like our forebears, the colonists that came over, the Puritans and all of them, they came over, they didn't ask for anything. They didn't put their hands out and say, give me, give me, give me.
Except for
And they were thankful. They were thankful for just being here.
I see where you're going with
Now,
this.
they accidentally killed a lot of the natives that were here, the Native Americans, but they didn't mean to. And they thanked. God.
Even though the natives actually saved them on Thanksgiving. Literally. I thought you were going on the Thanksgiving
Plymouth.
route. Yeah. The natives actually saved their lives a few times from starvation because they didn't, the colonists didn't know how to grow crops very well and they were struggling with it.
And we didn't want anything more than that.
Yeah.
We just wanted to live with them as one people.
Yeah.
And be grateful.
Yeah. It's not like we stole their land, took. Yeah. Right. It's good.
Racism.
In Tennessee?
Yeah.
Of course. It's like this for me. If a person don't like me, I don't like them.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that's just the bottom line. If you don't like me, I don't like you. I've heard of them burning crosses in black people's yards. And so growing up, we didn't go there.
What do you reckon would have happened if you did go there?
Oh, no-go zones.
I didn't want to find out.
And do you think in 2025, Cody, white and black men have the same opportunities in America?
Absolutely not.
No.
And honestly, I don't think it ever will be that way. We have the stereotype of, and I say we, I'm speaking of black people, as being lazy. Say, for instance, you get a person that goes to college, and this particular person is black. They have all the criteria for the job.
I see where he's going with this.
Another person that hasn't gone to college, but just because he knows somebody, they may get that job.
Yeah, so black folks, a lot of minority groups have fewer connections, have a smaller social web. This has actually been studied, which makes it much harder to use connections to get positions and stuff like that. Another note here is that when being hired for a job, there have been studies that show that people who have names that don't sound white or don't sound European are less likely to be picked, even if they have the same qualifications as another person who has a less quote unquote white sounding name. I mean, yeah.
You think multiculturalism can work? So do you think different races and cultures can live together peacefully?
They have been since the beginning of time.
My door is always open, and you're welcome to come here anytime and have Jack and Coke, Pepsi. I don't drink Coke. When refugees go into a country and they're refugees, we're giving them a safe haven. The word refugee means temporary. What I did notice, okay, is that the Middle Eastern people do not assimilate. They're very idealistic. Okay. And
I know tons of quote unquote Middle Eastern people who I don't even like that word, have assimilated. Okay, like that's just not you can speak. Teacher, you don't have to raise your hand. Go ahead.
Teacher, I have taught students who were children of immigrants. Okay. And I'm old. I lost my train of thought.
Middle East?
From the Middle East. And that's right. She said they do not assimilate. When they're children, if they've been here long enough, they do start some assimilating, but they still hold on to their culture.
Doesn't everyone, right?
Culture and their faith, but they do assimilate. It's from their country. Once again, I think of my grandfather, World War I. He comes here from Sicily. The war breaks out in Europe. Eventually, we get involved, and what does he do? Even though he was from Sicily and he was darker skinned, he joined up in the American army because he wanted to fight for his country. And even right now, as we sit here, there are immigrants who are in this country who are in our armed forces because they want to support our nation. And I'm sure you've heard of them. Some of the ones in the news where, I just don't get her. I mean, it's all, she's living a lie.
Yeah. It's actually kind of sad too. It's like,
yes, it is.
Why doesn't she take in the breadth and width of humanity and celebrate it? Okay.
Really, I'm tired of hearing Baka, Allah, Allah, Baka. I'm really.
Okay. Why? Like, why do you care? I'm sure some people are tired of hearing you say, oh my God, or, I mean, who cares? But I'm tired of hearing this scary phrase. I don't know what it means. Okay. Like I don't even know what phrase she's going for. But I mean, I can guess, but, okay. Who cares? Who cares?
I'm really tired of hearing it. And I think if somebody says it to me once more on the street or something with a burqa on, I might punch them in their face.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's a phrase that means God bless you or something like that. Like that is a phrase of love and affection or peace, not like. And then she's gonna do violence. Okay.
Yeah, I bet you she would go if there was some traditional nuns. And by the way, you don't have to be Catholic to be a nun. I mean, the Episcopal Church doesn't have nuns. But the point I'm making is, if you have a traditional nun dressed in that Middle Ages woman's outfit, walk down the street, and she would hear them say, "Praise the Lord," would she punch her?
Yeah,
because
probably.
she's dressed differently? And I mean,
yeah, but see, it's this is an insult to Neanderthals, but it's like a Neanderthal, like they different than me scared. Like they wear different clothes, dark skin, me scared. That's kind of what that reminds me of, like this way of thinking. Like they're human beings, okay?
Okay, don't do that in the United States of America. Do that in your mosque, do that in your home, but have respect for us. We allowed you to come in, we gave you a safe haven.
I think she wants members of the Ku Klux Klan deported or wants them kicked out. You see what I mean? Like, okay.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
We gave you a place to live, food. We're educating your children. You have free health care. Show respect. And that's the difference.
No, also, yeah, first of all, no. Second of all, as I said, immigrants actually put more into taxes than they get out. So there's actually net revenue there in terms of how much immigrants put into taxes, the tax system. Anyway, and by the way, we should have a universal healthcare system, but we do not, okay? Because we're still way behind other Western industrialized countries. We have a pretty bad health system in terms of providing healthcare to people. Okay.
So healthcare comes second to
Money.
profit margin.
Of course, Dad. Of course. Oh, absolutely. Right.
If it enriches my life, all that money, then I'm for that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to pay more to help to help my fellow human being if they have a health problem.
Hey, who cares if you're born with like a chronic health condition? You can just go bankrupt. You can go bankrupt. We don't care. Okay.
When the Europeans came here, and when the Middle Eastern, African, and South American, well, the South Americans, believe it or not, are very conservative.
Oh, wait. So does that mean she's okay with them then because they're conservative? Because almost like she's like, well, but they're conservative. It's okay. So is that a political thing?
Oh, conservative in what?
I know. No, right. So I'm like, anyway, it's just interesting.
Look in the cities, Chinatown, you get all these ethnic groups that don't assimilate with the rest of the population. I think that's where it could be a problem.
They isolate themselves, and then
we literally, we live near a city called Columbus, and there's an Italian village, there's a German village. Like that, this is what happens when new with people come from other places. They initially will stay together because they can speak a common language, have a common culture, things like that. And then over time, there's more assimilation and spread out and things like that.
And there's also similarity among their own coming over to a strange country.
Yeah,
but also
protection.
too protection because they know they'll run into, or they have run into, unsafe situation because somebody who is born and raised here and is white doesn't want them here. So that's what they did. I mean, there are actually in Europe, Russia is a good example of this one, in which Americans that move to Russia because they want to live there and get away from the sin and all that stuff in the United States, they actually have their own communities over there. They don't just live out in the general population. They have their own communities. And that happens because you want to be with similar people. I mean, that's a part of what we do. So it doesn't mean that they're trying to isolate themselves because they don't want to be a part of America. It's because it's a little slice of home.
Yeah, and it's a process. They slowly then will adapt. Yeah.
Once again, I keep bringing this up. My grandfather, being from Sicily, he actually lived in a neighborhood that had a fair number of Italians in it when he came over. And my mother, who was the first generation born here, she didn't, when my dad and her married, my dad and she married, they didn't search out an Italian, or my grandmother was German, a German neighborhood to live in. They just moved into a neighborhood that they wanted to buy a house. So don't tell me that this is going to,
Yeah. Also, who cares? Like, who cares if people want to live together? Like there's still people that, whatever. It doesn't matter.
You victimize themselves because of their own isolation.
People just they're discreet about it. They're really discreet about it.
What would you say to people of color who are visiting these parts of the country?
Express yourself how you feel, and don't let other people's opinions mess with you.
I see a lot of people that are racist, but I also see a lot of people that aren't.
Put me some blacks next to me, 'cause they know how to party. They got the girls going and they know how to cook.
After wrapping up in Pulaski, we headed to Tellico Plains. We heard rumors that there were active white supremacist groups in the town.
Are we surprised?
Did he say racist towns? Say racist town?
Yeah.
No, not at all. I mean, there's some, but it ain't. I wouldn't say the most racist place. I mean, you dress different than the way we dress here. I mean, people.
Is he dressed different than the way people here are dressed? He's just wearing a hoodie, and I think he wants to say you look different. You have different skin color. Okay, but he's okay.
It's gonna look, but it doesn't mean they're racist. There's racist people everywhere. It doesn't matter where you get. To me, I don't care if you're white, black, blue, purple, green. I don't care. I'm going to help you out if I can. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
What would you say to someone who says Tennessee is a racist state? What would you say to that person?
I tell you, we're one of the most welcome states that there is. If we wasn't, why are they moving here from everywhere? I mean, you got people coming from Mexico, California, Florida. You got all these people moving here.
You mean Americans? Because 2 of those are American states. So you got Americans moving there?
Now, also, too, I want to point out Tennessee was a real favorite spot for automakers to build factories there, especially foreign automakers.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people were coming to Tennessee to get those jobs, not to mention you have the music industry there. So he's trying to say they come here because we're such an awesome, really nice place. I got a feeling they're coming there for a lot of them, not all of them,
for jobs,
for something else.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
If we was racist, why would they be moving here?
On the way to Tellico Plains, we stopped by another town we heard was racist. We're currently in Colker's Creek, which is East Tennessee. As you can see, it's pretty Appalachian, man. It's high in the mountains, not a lot really happening here. I guess I've had mixed responses about how we'd be treated here. Some people said you'd be fine, some people said don't bother going there. So we're here, and guess we're going to find out. In Colker's Creek as well, apparently there's only like 800, 700 people who live here. I'm making a film on Tennessee. Okay. I was trying to interview people around.
Yeah, that's fine. You ever work up here at the post office?
Yeah, if that's cool with you.
Go ahead, I'll follow you.
My dad married into a black family. I don't give a shit about color. My cousin Katie, she's got a big Confederate flag on her back, and she's black as you could be. I love her to death. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for her. My family fought in the Civil War because my mama was a McCoy.
Yeah, Hatfields and McCoys.
Yeah. I have the birth certificate and everything where my family fought. So I don't think that I should have to take this down because it offends somebody else. That's like trying to erase my heritage for their heritage because of what they experienced.
But see, why do you want that to be your heritage? Like, why do you take ownership
because
of that?
it symbolizes, once again, we've said this in other things, slavery. And before anybody goes, oh, no, it doesn't, look at the statements that the various state
delegates
to in the South said at the outbreak of the war, why they were breaking away. Practically every one of them, to the T, Tennessee, said because the North is trying to take away our property, our slaves.
Our slaves.
We can't let that.
And they explicitly use the phrase "white." We need to maintain the white domination and supremacy.
Right. And you can do the research yourself. Okay,
Yeah.
it's there in their own handwriting from back then. And so that's like somebody going to Germany and seeing somebody fly the Nazi flag, which you're not allowed to. It's against the law. But if they could, why you do that? Because my grandfather, he fought in the German army and he tried to defend Germany in the war.
Yeah, why are you going after my heritage? Yeah.
And it's like, there's more to the flag than just that.
I mean, also, though, too, it's hilarious because it appears that there's an American flag next to it, even though the Confederates were literally traitors against the American government. Traitors and losers, by the way. They lost. So, like, okay, sure, celebrate the loser traitors, the white supremacist loser traitors, okay?
And I also want to mention, too, a lot of those poor community people from the South joined up, partly because the wealthy ones, once again, it's in their own words, you can look it up, but although the wealthy and those in power were saying it honestly, it has to do with a large part of it has to do with slavery, and the North wants to take away our property, which are the slaves, the enslaved people. But to the common people, the everyday, or especially those in poverty in the South, those same voices were going, come protect
your state.
They're invading the state. They're trying to take away our constitutional rights. And they would say they're trying to take away your homes. They're trying to lord it over us with their economy. And we can't stand for that. Well, then they would conveniently leave out the number one reason.
Right.
Slavery.
Yes.
In a way, I feel badly that some of the people in the South back then were duped.
Yeah. But there's still a lot of folks in the South are still being duped. A lot of folks, by the way, in the North are being duped. There's a lot of folks in the North that, even though the North fought against the South, okay, Anyway.
Everybody today has experienced racism. The way I grew up, we was always taught Dixie, love it or leave it. It's always been heritage to me. I'll get flipped off for no reason. I'll be like, what's the problem? He's like, I don't like your flag. I was like, well, good for you. Keep going. Actually, up here, there is white supremacists up here. There are. There's some maybe about 10 miles down the road here. They have about maybe 20 people on the property, and I don't fucking go near them. They're weird as fuck. I don't believe in all that Nazi shit and all that crap. When you come at me with a Nazi tattoo, I start to be like, okay, what the fuck? Yeah, I'll fly that. But there ain't no hate behind it. I don't give a damn what color somebody is.
You know, even if he thinks that, doesn't he know he's enabling all the racists by having it flying and shit anyway?
Now, if you come at me being a dick, I'll treat you like an asshole. There ain't nobody around today that's owned a fucking slave. So why should I forget my history, people in my family that died in the Civil War because it offends somebody else? I'm about as damn redneck as you can get, but I sit there and I mow for Mexicans, and then I'll get people say, well, that's kind of reversed, ain't it? And the Mexicans supposed to mow our lawn? I was like, that right there is why you don't have a fucking job. Everybody says it's hateful and racism, but
I like that.
Everywhere I've got today is because I work for it. If they go work for it, they got a lot of opportunities nowadays because you can literally get a scholarship for being black. Can't get a scholarship for being white. If I had the opportunity to take advantage of something because I was white, hell yeah, I would. I don't blame them for it, but get off your ass and work.
The N-word?
Yeah.
So, at the moment, when I'm interviewing people who said they're not racist, they'll still use that word and they'll be like, it's not racial. It means they're lazy.
No, it's literally racist.
Yeah, good.
Well, okay.
Yeah, that's progress of a sort.
Don't go knocking on the wrong door too far down the damn roads. All I got to tell you, off of the paved road.
The N-word, I guess, do you think that still holds the same kind of weight that it did once upon a time?
How black people can say it and we can't, but yet the word does not mean black. That's the whole issue that I have.
That is from the.
It literally does.
Latin for
it's not doesn't dictate what color
or the color black.
But
yeah,
yet,
it literally.
it's okay for them. But we're
yeah, it
gonna
is
kill you
okay
if you
for
say
them.
it, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Do you think
okay,
black people?
you know, it's one thing. Well, Italians, I'll tell you right now, some Italians don't hesitate when they're with their friends to basically, call them.
Don't say. Just make sure you don't.
No, I'm not. Don't worry. Call them certain things that are considered extremely racist toward, but they do it to each other because they're friends and they know better. That I'm doing this to be funny, to tease you, and it's kind of a bond between us. And nobody, says anything. However, if somebody who isn't Italian who says it to somebody who is, they get a little ruffled also, going, whoa, 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 why are you doing that? And it's when somebody says the N-word, that is white, frequently, especially if you don't know the people involved, frequently, to a lot of Black Americans, that is synonymous with you are, as the Germans would say under Hitler, Untermenschen, but that word means you're not quite a human.
Yes.
And that you should be in the field working.
I mean, because it has all that
huge insult.
It has all that historical baggage too.
Yes.
It has all that oppression attached to it when it's used. Yeah. So, yeah.
Racist to white people.
Oh yes. Oh, 100%. Actually, I believe a lot of times black folks are more racist than we are. I pick person as a person. Like sitting here talking to you, you're okay, right? You and me would be fine. But if you come up here with that, well, I don't want to call it blue gum smack, and start running off at the mouth and just, no, that's just, I mean, people are people, man. And I believe that the old school people have to die off because I don't think the younger generations is the same as the older people. But, that's just the way we grew up. That's what we were taught. The gas station attendant, he said, where does the black folks hang out around here? He goes, the last one I seen was hanging from that tree over there. I mean, I came through segregation in high school.
Jeez.
Yeah, we had, when they started busing black people into our school, we ended up with a full-blown riot one day. Dogs, guns, knives, shut the whole school system down. You have to understand, these Appalachian people, man, they don't have much of anything, okay? they never get really documented. There's no opportunity for them to get into better fields and grow around here. So what happens with the family history is they end up being meth heads and stealing and doing whatever they can to survive.